Welcome to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. Are you a goofball that loves Giants football? If so, sit back and relax as we talk about the team that both excites and frustrates us so much. And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, soon to be joined by Rob, who was just leaving our play-by-play show that we had there, guys. Welcome, guys. If you weren't there for that, it was a nice, fun rants and craziness by me and Rob there, talking about how frustrating it is at this point, just to, let's be honest, to be a Giants fan. I mean, this was a game that you go into it going, okay, on paper, the Bengals are a better team, you think, because of the different players they have on offense. They have some great weapons, obviously, and stuff. But you look at their record, you look at how bad their defense has been. You go, this we should have a shot. We should have a shot, point blank, against this team. But instead, what do? We messed it up. We messed it up, guys. We lost what should have been an easy win, and there's a lot of finger pointing to be happening here at one person in particular. Very frank on that. There's one person in particular that we're going to definitely point the finger at pretty much here. And, it's just frustrating time, guys, to be a Giants fan again. And it seems like that's a record that we put on repeat there, especially primetime games, especially home games. There's something about away afternoon games the Giants just play their best at. And it's because the one man we'll talk plain about in a minute here. Let us know in the chat here what you guys' thoughts are on this game here. But I think we're pretty much, going to be summing it up pretty easily here. So Dennis says, Dable crashed and burned. Deb says, crap. Roderick says, Dable always coach stupid in prime time. Yeah, and like I said, that's an issue. Our primetime record is absolutely horrendous. Absolutely goddamn horrendous here. And can't keep doing it that way. And here's Rob there to join the party.
Oh, there I am. Here I am.
Party more as a cry fest at this point here.
I didn't get to get a cry out.
Let's get into it here because we're going to break into it anyway. So we might as well go right into it with the guy who is fully to blame for the loss today. I'm sorry. I'm going to say that. Rob, if you think I'm lying or you disagree, feel free. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I know what you're going to say.
Daniel Jones.
Starts with a D and it ends with a J.
Daniel Jones. No, Jones ends with an S, not a J.
Or DJ,
the education system. This is why the Giants are beating us. But guys, it's just like you look at this game and you go, we are playing a crappy defense that has been giving up over 30 points a game the last 3 weeks on average. And
but also look who they played against. High-powered offenses. That's not us.
I don't care. We should at least be able to, in this kind of game, we should have been able to stay with them. Absolutely should have stayed with them. And DJ made such horrible plays on so many occasions. There was plays where he literally would look at his number one receiver, and you can see his not moving off to anybody else, and you get the guy to be covered by three people, short of the sticks on third down. Let's throw it right to him.
Yeah.
Why? Why are we doing this? Your whole point of this of football is to move the ball forward. If it's third down and you're throwing behind the sticks, that's okay. If they can hit the guy in motion, he can get to the first down marker. But when you're not hitting him in motion because you haven't been good at that all year long, and when you're not giving them a chance because they're not set up with any space in front of them to run afterwards, you might as well run for it. You have a better chance of making it.
Yeah, we talked about this too. So I don't mind DJ throwing behind the sticks, but you also have to look at the play call. Like if you're doing a hook route and you're coming like straight up and then right back and you're throwing behind the sticks, that is not okay because you do not have the motion to continue going forward to go past and get a first down. If you're throwing it into a slant or a straight, okay, because then you have the potential to actually go pass and get the first down.
But
Like,
we've been doing that all year long. And look at what Nabers, I know he was in the game, but Nabers been very good at this. Wandale's done this plenty of times at this point, where people are throwing hook routes. And if you hit them on time and they can keep the loop, because here's the thing, when you're a receiver, the worst thing for a receiver to do is to stand still. You always
100%.
have to keep moving. And when DJs lay down throws and guys are sitting there, they're kind of just moving with their arms and legs going at that point to keep the momentum going as best they can. You have to hit them with time. If they loop the 5 yards, come back at that point, and then you hit them, and then they can go left or right at that point and try to make the first guy miss and make that first down. It's one thing. But if you're hitting them late, and there's 3 guys around them, they're not overcoming that. There's no way to do it.
No.
Nabers couldn't even do it. This is not a Nabers being out thing. Nabers couldn't do that. He got the best chance of anybody we have on the roster.
And you know what? That happened to him. Like, well, granted, it was a deep route, but that happened to him. There's 3 guys in coverage. And guess what happened? He came up concussed, and now he's missed 2 games.
Yep. 2 games. And
he's had all these opportunities to be like one of the best rookies coming out of all of this past draft. And we're going to ruin his stats because he got concussed because we threw it to him in triple coverage.
Honestly, I couldn't give a damn about that part of it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, listen, I hear that. Like, obviously, I want to win games, but also as an individual. But as an individual, he's gonna. It's something we do want. Like, you want to be able, like, oh, we have the best rookie out there. We have he has all these new stats as best rookie ever. Like, beats OBJ, beats whoever you want to put into the mix. Yeah.
But this game specifically, DJ just did not cut it. Like, his best move was running up the middle. That's not good when you're a quarterback. That's really not good. I mean, he's back to his old self again. Couldn't throw the ball deep again after hitting a couple of times. Listen, guys, for those who may not be aware of our regular programming, we don't like DJ as a starter. We like him as a person. We think he's a great guy. We're rooting for him because he's a Giant, all that kind of stuff. But
Drew wants him to date his daughter that he does not have.
He'd be great. Listen, first off, he's making $40 million this year. Hello, son.
Put me in as a retirement home. Thank you.
Yeah, seriously. But here's my whole issue, though, is he's not good. And all his issues came back in, not moving off his prime receiver. He always has trouble with that. There's a couple times he was in duress at this point there because Thomas was having issues with Trey Hendrickson. Let's be honest, Thomas, who was usually an excellent player, so it's not me knocking him when I say this, he lost tonight. And whenever he got under pressure, DJ had trouble. You saw Burrow moving around like crazy, doing whatever he had to do at that point to buy time and get somebody open. Jones doesn't have that ability. He's just not that good, guys. And it's time to stop the charade.
And we definitely ruined him with that because he used to be able, like, go back 2 years ago, like he extended plays in the backfield a little bit
and threw deep,
and he doesn't do any of that anymore. He just
doesn't.
He lost faith in himself, and he lost faith in the line. You can see he's lost out there.
Yeah,
he gets too much time. He's under pressure. He gets lost. He looks like a deer in headlights.
100%. And also look at a game like this. We lost by 10 points. Well, we lost the huge momentum there with the interception he threw. That interception was probably the worst interception I have seen all year long, guys. It was that bad. Like an absolute duck just thrown up into the air for anybody to catch and thrown up where 5 Bengals happened to be. Like, that was we were driving on that play. I'm not saying it would have been 7 points, but it would at least been 3 points. And it killed the momentum we had on that drive at that point there. Defense was playing lights out at that point. Not that they ever stopped, but they were at that point still, I'm saying. Everything was going great. And all TJ had to do was not throw it to the wrong team. And we could have potentially tied the game right there. And that could have changed a lot of how things went in this game. Because I've said it before, I'll say it again. I am a huge fan of momentum. Momentum is everything in football. It really is. Guys, you think we're the only ones who sit there like every other play going, oh my God, no. If you're on the team, you're the same boat. You're the same boat. Do you really think the defense was watching that happen and going, oh, great, we'll stop him again and Daniel Jones will get it next time? No. They're not going to publicly say we're screwed.
No, they're going, I'm tired. Can you get this right? That's what they're saying.
Like, they had to feel like they were screwed at that point. They had to. There's no doubt about that. And unfortunately for us, they're validated. They're 100% validated if they were thinking. I don't want to put words to Billy's mouth, but I'd be shocked if they weren't saying and doing that stuff. Absolutely shocked. And again, they were 100% validated what their thoughts were if that's what they thought. Because how could you not watch this game and think, oh my God, this offense is absolutely inept, playing one of the worst defenses in the entire league, if not the worst. Like we just lost to the worst of the worst of the worst, sir. Reverse the Men in Black thing. Like that's what this defense is. And we made them look really good. We made them look really good, guys. So we got one touchdown against one of the worst defenses in the league. We scored 7 points. This is as bad as when we averaged 1 yard per carry against the worst run defense in the league.
1.9. Come on.
Yeah. Close enough, guys. But yeah, this offense is absolutely inept. It's got to go. And when everything started running better was actually when they started running the ball more often and not letting DJ do it as much as running this whole offense through Tyrone Tracy. Towards the end, that's what it felt like. It was a hurry-up offense, which gave DJ less time to think, which just tells you this is a mental issue for him. And they run the ball through Tyrone Tracy Jr. a lot more. And that was the best that offense looked all game long, guys.
I mean, granted, he didn't look like your A-plus running back through the whole thing, but he did look good.
No, yeah.
When he was running that ball. So it was not.
Well, let's get into that then. If we're gonna do that,
it wasn't pretty to watch this game. It was hard to watch this game.
But I'm saying let's go into that.
Like through the whole time, and like Drew was saying, DJ is coming out there. He's pushing, the 2 yards to get the first down. He's pushed the 1 yard to get the first down. All we had to do from the get-go is let Tracy just run the ball, which would have helped DJ's confidence and to set up more of a passing game. But they want to come out and the first 3 plays is throw the ball, which is not what they should have done.
Well, but let's get into Tracy then, because we're kind of already segueing into this. So let's full segue into it.
Yeah.
So Tracy on the day, 17 carries, 50 yards. That's a 2.9 yards per carry average and 1 touchdown. 6 catches, 57 yards. So on the day, 107 total yards at that point in the touchdown, but a really bad yards per carry average. And guys, I got mixed feelings on how he did, honestly, because he did much better towards the second half of the first half, but he didn't show up the first half at all, guys. Let's not.
But he wasn't really utilized the first half.
But okay, so if he wasn't utilized the first half and he's utilized most of the second half, we're saying a good second half, but when we put a 2.9 yards per carry average up, then was he really that good in the second half?
I wasn't saying he had a good second half. I'm just saying when the run defense is 31st out of 32 teams in the NFL, you should be running the ball more often. But when you start off the game and you go, first 3 plays, throw the ball, you go 3 and out, that's an issue.
Yeah. I just feel like this was a game where we should have been able to run all over this defense. And I do think that we started doing it towards the end because the defense was gassed towards the end, definitely. Because our defense did a very good job at getting the offense off the field there. But we didn't do enough good on the run side. Daniel Jones can't do it himself, guys. He can't do it himself. Let's be very frank on that. Like, he needs help. And that's part of why DJ looked so good last week, I think, is because Tracy looked very good, and it took a lot of the pressure off DJ.
Yeah.
And that's why DJ started looking better towards the end of the game, because besides the BS extra yards he got in the end, I'm saying like the last couple of drives they got, the touchdown, the field goal attempt, that kind of stuff. It's because of the fact that, all of a sudden Tracy started playing better. And it changed the outcome. I just think that next week, assuming Singletary's healthy, this is where I was getting to before, where I think that it really has to be a split carries thing at that point there. Let Singletary go at it, make this more of a run offense at that point there. And if we get Nabers back, then yeah, you got another element there. But it's just, I don't know. I just feel like we got to run the ball more. We have to run the ball more effective. We're playing some of the worst run defenses in the entire league, and we're getting stymied. That's not good.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah. And like I said, I do question. I questioned it then, even last week. So this isn't me trying to play revisionist history. People keep forgetting Seattle. They go, Seattle, great, good defense, great, good talent, good defensive head coach there. Did a lot of things in Baltimore. Half that starting lineup for that defense was injured, guys. They played injured, but they were injured. Let's not make any, end it for butts about that. And I do think some of the success we had last week on offense was because of that. So I think Singletary comes back, split the carries with him and Tracy, become more of a run-oriented team at that point, and see if we can get things going. If we can't, guys, if we can't run the ball, we can't throw the ball, it could be a long damn season. It's time to make some changes. Time to make some goddamn changes. Maybe Turbo.
Turbo time.
Turbo again? Didn't see Turbo again? Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time. So
give me Turbo.
Let's talk about some guys on defense that really stood up and did some stuff today that were just, to me, I thought absolutely, amazing at that point there. Let's start with the man of the hour, who's going to get a lot of the, the hype here. And that's Azeez Ojulari, who 2 tackles, both of them were sacks. And the guy was just all over the place. I mean, even like Dexter Lawrence's sack was because he got flushed into him at that point. But Burrow gets flushed into him by Ojulari. There was another play when the Bengals were pinned deep on 3rd down that they had the chance to, to go for it. And Ojulari didn't get the sack and probably could have. Like, he easily had 4 or 5 sacks today. But he still disrupted the play. We talked about it this week that Ojulari had a chance here to set himself up for free agency pretty. If he continues the next 3 weeks or however much longer Kayvon's out and plays like this, yeah, guys, we might be talking about how do we keep this guy? We can't let him go. Because that's how well he played today. I don't expect that. I think he was, again, we talked about he's playing against a right tackle that was young and experienced and not playing very well. We said he had attack from that position. That's what we did. But that was a great welcome to the starting lineup for Azeez Ojulari, who hasn't started a game really, in a year and a half or so, it feels like, because of all these injury issues. That was a damn good game by Azeez Ojulari. Absolute damn good game. So, another guy we really have to give credit to. This is a guy who we've bashed on this show before. I shouldn't even bash. We've demanded more than we've gotten. That's probably a better way of putting it. And that's Brian Burns, who probably had his best game as a Giant today. And we said that last week too. So I feel like he's getting better. He's improving. He's getting more comfortable with the defense. Maybe that's what it is. 4 tackles and a sack. Sack was obviously at a very appropriate time. Not there's ever a bad time for a sack, but it's at a very key point of the game. He got a couple of good run stops even in this. They're very important parts of the game as well. So, Brian Burns, I think, definitely earned his paycheck today.
Yeah.
Can't say that every week. This week he earned that paycheck. There's a lot of paycheck to earn.
Yeah. So at least.
Yes, exactly. So, and I think we got to give it to Dexter Lawrence too, because he's just Dexter Lawrence. The guy was at the middle, did his thing, got the sack. I mean, we got to really quickly give him a lot of credit there as well. So,
Sexy Dex.
let's talk about the defense as well, though, Rob, because is it just me or you feel bad for this defense?
Depends on what side you're talking about, because that secondary, I feel bad for. There's,
I feel bad for the whole defense.
I feel bad for the secondary because they're going against such a strong, receiver core from the Bengals, but also they had to be out there for a long period of time being gassed when their offense couldn't do anything, and it just,
I mean, I felt like the big thing for me was you got a team that literally you held them to half the points that they've done plenty of times before. Like, this is a team that consistently puts up high 20s, low 30s in points. Like, it's a really, really dynamic offense.
Yeah, I think it was averages 31 points.
I don't think it's quite that much. They've been giving up that many points the last couple weeks, but it's just like I said, it's one of those things you look at this team and go, this offense is a really dynamic offense. So 38 points they did. Oh, you're right, actually. 38 points against the Ravens, 34 points against the Panthers, 33 points against the Commanders, 25 against the Chiefs. The only bad offensive output they had was that first week against the Patriots when they scored 10. We held them to 17. This is really a game that I feel like we should be proud of this defense the way they played. We should be able to look at this and go, the defense was not the problem. The defense was definitely not the problem. And I still say what we said before with the Giants there, it's a quarterback problem. It's the offense not moving the ball. This is not an issue with the defense. The defense played lights out. Absolutely lights out. And we were definitely concerned about the defense coming into this game. Coming into the season, I should say, with having a new coordinator and all, going, oh gosh, what's going to be different here? Is this going to fit the players we have here? I think it's safe to say it fits. I think it's just safe to say that the offense is doing their part. I mean, Joe Burrow, 19 of 28 on the day, 208 yards. That's not crazy.
Yeah, especially for Joe Burrow.
T. Higgins, 7 catches, 77 yards. Jamar Chase, 5 catches, 72 yards. That's the only guys that got over 40 yards. One thing I would say is a little concerning is giving 10 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown to Brown. Again, we had trouble stopping the run today. But luckily, teams aren't built to run. They're built to pass.
That's modern football for you.
That is. So I think we did. I think we did a really good job on defense, and I think the defense should hold their hand high today. And like I said, I'm worried about this locker room long term. I really am, because when you have a defense that's playing excellent, and you have an offense that can't score crap, bad things tend to happen, guys. Bad things tend to happen. And now, instead of being 3-3 like we easily should be, if the offense was even the quality of a very poor college team, even, like, we would be able to go ahead and do something, and we'd be 3-3. And instead, now we're 2-4. It's a big difference between 3-3 and 2-4, guys.
Big difference.
Big. So, all the goodwill, all the positivity that we had from last week about beating up on the Seahawks, it's all gone.
It's out the window.
Oh, yep. It's out the window while we're driving. It's 5 feet down the road right now. Like, it's gone. And
I don't want no scrubs.
I don't know if it comes back, because I feel like that was like a season best game by a lot of people. I really do. And I feel like we got to talk about another guy that I'm not going to blame him on the fact that the Giants lost, but I'm definitely going to sit there and go, this didn't help. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And that's the fact that Greg Joseph went 0 for 2 again, kicking the ball. He had
Would have changed
almost
to
lost his
the
job the first week. The very first week. And, the next week, goes 5 for 5 against the Cowboys after missing his only field goal against the Browns. Goes 3 for 3 against the Seahawks. So it goes 8 for 8 and then goes 0 for 2.
Oh, damn.
So, I mean, he's still 8 for 11. It's not that bad a ratio, but guys, it can't be, great or horrible. I need to know I can count on a kicker. And again, there's a reason this guy was available. We said this when we signed him. There's a reason this guy was available in September. Absolute reason. And now we know why. He's inconsistent. Great some moments, horrible the next. That's what we got. And that's what we ended up with. 2 field goals missed. We lost by 10 points, including giving up a late field goal. So I'm sorry, late touchdown. But take out that touchdown for a second. We would have up by 3 points at that point. What would they have been doing? Would they have been running the ball down, trying to run down the clock? Which is all they're doing, by the way, guys. They weren't even trying to score that last touchdown. They were trying to run the clock down.
100%. They would have been chucking that rock around.
Yeah.
To change everything.
That whole game could have been different. Just from the field goals. Taking out now the interception that DJ threw, which would have been a 3rd field goal at the very least. We lost this game, guys. Sometimes you sit there and say, oh, the team won this more than we lost this. No, we lost this game. Point blank. Point blank. And it ticks me off. Because this team has had so many games they should have won. And they don't win. Couple that with the fact that, the first week of I should say both wins we had, actually, we almost gave them away towards the end. This team doesn't seem to know how to win. That's an issue.
It's a big issue.
We got to work on that this year. We got to get that guys used to that. And I don't know how you do that with bad quarterback play. I don't know how you do that with a field kicker that can't seem to score. My only hope I can give you guys is trying to give you some hope for the future of the season here. Is that Nabers comes back, that Singletary comes back. This offense has got full weapons to that point. And one of 2 scenarios either happen. Either we get better and back to where we were closer to last week than this week, or the Giants say, you know what, enough is enough. We're done. It's time to move on.
Yeah.
Because I do think it's time, guys. And I know a lot of people are big Daniel Jones fans. I think it's time. All right, let's get to some of the comments here, guys, because this is not going to be a long post-game show because let's be honest here, it's 11:40. I got to be up in less than 6 hours, and I still have a half an hour drive home because I have to, I'm at the offsite here. Again, I'm still not fully functioning at home here thanks to Hurricane Milton. Still, I got power back today. So
Milton find his stapler.
Yeah, no, he did not. I had trees fall over my yard. I had one on my house. But my house is fine. I got power again. No one's hurt. I just have no internet, so I'm not complaining. There's a lot of people that have a lot worse than I do right now. But yeah, definitely not fun. That's for sure. So, but let's get into the comments here. Let's see here. Carlos says Dable's play calling is horrendous, predictable play calling. I still will say that is a DJ thing. And I don't mean DJ's calling the plays. I mean, I just think that we're not playing the way we want to play because the coach has clearly no confidence whatsoever in the quarterback. It's obvious. It's not even hidden at this point. Dwayne says, no Dable slander. This was a DJ problem today. 100%.
Yep.
100%. Deb says, is it me or does Hyatt not run routes? Not run right routes? Yeah. Again, all the people that love Hyatt so much, guys, and I get it. He's a young player. He was exciting in college. There's a reason he's on the bench. Guys, he's been in on this squad now for 2 games. Basically been a starter replacing Malik Nabers. Let's look at the stats here today. I know he had 1 catch for 6 yards at one point, but I think he probably got a garbage time one too. Nope, 1 catch for 6 yards, guys. 2 games, 1 catch, 6 yards. That's his stats. By the way, that's also his stats this season. Can we give up that hiatus some like lost unicorn that we just haven't had a chance to use correctly? Like, that's not the scenario. He's just not good. And you're 100% right, Deb. He doesn't run routes correctly. He doesn't deal with pressure because he's I hate to use this word because it kind of sounds derogatory, but he's weak. He doesn't have NFL play strength to beat press. Doesn't have it. And he usually beat people 100% based on speed. Well, guess what? You're in the NFL. And you're still faster than most people in the NFL. Not all. He's one of the fastest players in the NFL. But you can't get through his speed alone because people have learned how to deal with players that are faster than them. And a lot of it is press. A lot of it is push them out of their spot they want to be at. There's physical ways you can deal with a fast receiver. And he can't compete with that. Can't. Carlos says Bengals run defense is not good. They look tired and Dable didn't capitalize on it. I think he did towards the end. I don't think he did enough towards the middle. I think that's where I'm at there. Deb says, I feel for the defense. They played lights out. Yet the 100%. She says 2 field goals, 2 missed field goals, wonderful too. I don't know if wonderful is the word I'd use for. Rob, what do you think? Crappy? Horrible?
Oh. Horrendous. Terrible.
DJ needs hurry up, play action, RPO, and doing reads. They all have but 2 reads. Yes. Honestly, that's probably the best thing for him. He's played better when they go really quick. Solving the race problem says, it honestly wasn't a bad game. We played good enough to win too. Yeah, but we didn't win. That's the problem. And we didn't win. I can't help but call it a bad game. I have to. It's a bad game.
Yeah,
it's worse when we could have won and didn't win. As I just get a text from my wife, by the way, that our power just went back out again.
Whoop-dee. Yay.
I think I'm not doing this show from home, guys. Yeah. Good thing I'm not doing this show from home. It's time to put the generator back on. We got plenty of propane. We're good. But yeah, it's like I said, it's anytime you win, it's a bad game. I'm sorry. There's no moral victory in this whole thing. Spaz says, "Give me Jalen Milroe." Again, I'm not going to comment too much on college quarterbacks. We're just not there yet. Not there yet. And don't get me wrong, I'm there that we need a quarterback. I'm not there on which one I like yet.
Yeah,
I'll wait. I'll wait till closer to the end. Rob and I'll start dissecting quarterbacks like crazy. Then that's what we did last year. We did the year before that, even though we weren't looking for a quarterback at that point. And guess what, guys? We've been heads on right so far. We said that C.J. Stroud would be much better than Bryce Young. Guess who was right? We were. We said Jaden Daniels would be the best quarterback of this draft, and that Caleb Williams would fail to meet at the hype he had. Been right so far. You know, we said Bo Nix was horrible. Was right so far. So, yeah, maybe we know a little bit of what we're talking about. Just saying, maybe just a little bit. So, yeah, guys, let me see here. I think we have one more comment pop on here before we get going. Solving the race problem says, if DeVito started, do you think we win the game? Yes. Yes, 100%. And I'm not sitting here saying, again, that DeVito is that great. But I think we win. I think DeVito is a much better quarterback at this point than Daniel Jones, because I think Daniel Jones is just, his head's ruined. Daniel Jones is a better quarterback a couple of years ago than DeVito, but he's been ruined. And I think at this point we need to find out what we have in DeVito, because I think he could be a decent backup long term. And maybe even a bridge quarterback. So we'll find out, guys. Yeah. But again, Giants lose, and another game we should have won, 17-7. Sad, depressing, horrible, potentially, locker room killer. We're going to find out here, guys. But we'll be back again tomorrow night for you guys, going over everything going on in the NFL, recapping this week 6 here, giving you guys all the latest Giants news. Now, I may or may not be on that program, guys. Heads up on that. You may get a full-on dose of Rob again. I don't know what's going on right now. Like I said, I'm while we're live on the show, I'm getting the text message saying I have no power at home again. I thought I was this much closer. All I needed to do was get the get the internet going, and I'd be able to be on with you guys all the episodes again. But it's hard for me while I'm working and all this kind of stuff to get over here to do that kind of stuff. So we'll find out. I'll have to play that one by ear there, guys. So or maybe we change up the schedule. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But the best way to find out what goes on is hit that like, hit that subscribe.
Ring that bell. Ring that bell.
Now, usually this is when we go ahead and pay the bills here and tell you guys also about the buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs, which I kind of plugged just now by saying it that way. But we're encouraging you guys right now not to do that. Right now, we're encouraging you guys to help out the areas that need help with hurricanes. I'm not just saying that because I'm in one of those areas. Like maybe I am to a certain degree. Because, guys, I literally drive through neighborhoods here, and I see utter devastation. I see people that literally had to put every single thing they owned on the side of the street, and then to watch all that get washed away by the next hurricane. That is rough to the 10th degree, guys. Like, whatever you're dealing with in life, chances are these people were probably dealing more. Point blank.
Yeah.
Give if you can. If you can't, I get it. Like I'm not saying I'm in a position to give myself as much as I'd love to be. But like I said, if you're thinking about giving it to us at this point, don't. And I appreciate the thought. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share button. Help us out that way because we definitely need help on, guys. We suck at marketing. We count on all to help out. But the bigger way right now is support a local charity at that point that's helping out, whether it be here in the Tampa Bay area where I live, whether it be, closer to Sarasota, which got hit dead on by this last hurricane, whether it be, an area like Tampa that got devastated by Helene and the floods that came with that storm surge, or, North Carolina and South Carolina and parts of Georgia that got killed by the levees there at that point, breaking. But, like I said, support those causes. So appreciate you guys watching. And as always, though, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and of course, Rob's favorite, my LinkedIn profile. Oh, yes, my LinkedIn profile. And of course, we're available the next day on all the audio podcast platforms as well. That is, of course, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the big ones there, Pandora, Amazon, all the big ones there. Like I said, give us a like, give us a share, tell a friend. That's how we really get the word out about our programming here. We are live every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I said, keep an eye out right now, especially with everything going on with me. Who knows when I'm available and not available right now based on when I have power, when I don't have power, when I have internet, when I don't have internet. Who knows what that's going to be. But, guys, we appreciate you guys for listening as always. And as always, Giant fans.
Go G-Man!
Go G-Man!
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm